Welcome to day 170 of our BitClout journey. Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And it's the weekend again, so like every weekend on BitClout is pretty slow. We haven't seen another NFT showcase drop yet. NFTs, NFTs have been a little slow, but Clout Punk's been really hot. And there's a few others that have been selling a lot. I know Clout Dog has sold a ton, but they've also minted like over 2,000. They're having a series of, I think it's 10,240 Clout Dogs. And what a lot of people don't realize, I looked at like every single Clout Dog that's been released so far. Some are super rare. You just got to figure out like which features are the rare features.
Wait, don't give these tips away. We're not going to be able to get the rare ones now.
Well, we've already bought probably like 25 to 30 of them. So I think we're in good shape. But yeah, there's a lot of things. I think NFTs, people are going to, in the future on BitClout, they're going to go back to some of these very first series that came out and value them more. And Clout Punk was like the very first. I mean, they started creating some of the original Clout Punks early, like 120 days before NFTs launched. And really right now, Clout Punk's 10,000 K series, Clout Punk G, are the ones that are really popular. But the original Clout Punks are going to be the original. And I think a lot of people are kind of like looking past that. But I think in years from now, people are going to look back and be like, oh, wow, these original Clout Punks of people who were actually the OGs of BitClout might hold some value. And I mean, we saw some of these sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. And now some of them aren't even selling for 30. So, people have to decide. Like it's hard to predict where they're.
There's a lot of price discovery that needs to take place here. I think. I don't think people are ready to say, "Hey, these BitClout NFTs are going to be super valuable in the future," because they don't know what the future of BitClout is yet, and it's so early in the game. We're 6 months in. We have like 2,000 to 3,000 daily active users right now, so it's hard to kind of thoroughly value these NFTs. But if BitClout does succeed and become this ultimate success, then there's no doubt in my mind that some of these early NFT series are going to have some of the most value. But we'll see.
Well, and like Clout Dog, that was one of the original NFT series. They launched with a smaller series, and now they have the 10K series, which they're going to mint 10,000 of them, kind of like CryptoPunks and like Clout Punk G. But they've been minting them super fast. So I think there's like over 2,500 of them already minted. And very few have sold so far. We're probably, I think it's us and one other guy who have been the top buyers of them. I'm taking a chance. They're only like $12 a piece. So I like them. And, there's Illuminati who, they start out super hot. Like they were selling for thousands of dollars as well. And I think some of those originals are going to be really valuable too. And there's a lot out there. I'm just
yeah. So let's move on. We know that this coming week's going to be a big week for BitClout. We know that the next 3 weeks are going to be huge for BitClout, and we know probably the next couple of months are going to be really big because I'm guessing we're going to see a major exchange listing. But next week, there's two things that Diamond Hands said to expect. And the first one is with NFTs, and that's going to be the burning and transferring of NFTs. But this isn't going to be available, I'm told, on the BitClout.com main node. It's going to be available for other nodes to adopt. And I don't know if they're doing this because of time constraints or if they're doing it because they want to push other nodes and they want other nodes to actually have cooler features than the BitClout.com node. And with NFTs, I think it's clear that the alternate nodes are actually excelling the most out of anything because you have supernovas, you have polygram, you have, we're actually working on a project. So
NFTs.
And they're allowing users to actually see the NFTs in a much easier way, bid and kind of track things a lot easier. And I think the BitClout.com node, I don't think you have that there. So I can see why they're doing that. The other thing that's going to roll out
Well,
this week,
I just want to touch
supposedly.
on what
Go
you
ahead.
said. You know, like I think that it's a combination of wanting to give developers kind of the upper hand here, but I think it's also they don't want to have to work on the front end for this on top of, you know, like what they're doing in the back end. They want the developers to do that for now. I'm guessing in the future they will develop it out in the front end too. But right now they have so many other things to focus on that they don't want to do that at this present time.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And the other thing that Diamond Hands pointed out that would be likely be released within this week, which I'm guessing is coming this coming week, is derived keys. And we talked about this earlier, I think 2 days ago when Diamond Hands first announced it. And what we assume derived keys are is that as a creator, you will be able to allow others to have access to your account. So if you're like a celebrity or like Pamela Anderson, or anybody that doesn't have the time to put in on social media, but they are active on social media, they can have somebody else manage their account and give them a derived key, which maybe it won't allow them to sell off their coin or use the clout in their account to buy things, but it will allow them to make posts and maybe reply. So I think derived keys are going to be big because it's going to allow a better onboarding of celebrities who do rely on account managers.
Yeah, I mean, a good example of this is if you look at President Trump, when he was president, he made most of his tweets, but at the same time, once in a while, like maybe every few weeks, you'd notice one tweet that you just could tell was probably from one of his associates or press people, like announcing something. So
right. Well, and I think most politicians, I don't think they're actually managing their own account, at least the higher up politicians. I'm sure most presidents weren't tweeting themselves.
Well, and the same goes for a lot of celebrities. You know, they make posts themselves, but they don't make all the posts themselves. They want their assistant to be able to log in and make a post when they're on the road, or, you know, it's like, so I think that's really important, especially for onboarding of celebrities.
Yeah, and I do think we're going to have more celebrities come. I think that everybody kind of took their foot off the gas pedal for a little bit because we are all waiting on a new front end redesign, which that's something that's coming within the next few weeks. Diamond Hands said within the month of September. Today is September 11th, 20th anniversary. So we have 19 days left in this month for these other features to come out, which one is a secret surprise, which I really have no guess. What do you think the secret could be? I've heard some people guess that maybe it's a developer fund.
Yeah, I've heard a few things. Like maybe Diamond Hands is gonna unveil himself. Maybe it's a developer fund. Nobody really knows. It just guesses at this point.
Yeah, and the other features, we're gonna have a new front end that should be this month. I think that is huge because right now, like we've said so many times, it's like the MS-DOS, like 1997 version of BitClout, and they want to make things look more like Twitter and Facebook and all the social media platforms everybody's used to. Put it more in the mainstream, update it, and make it look nicer. And like I said before, we've actually seen some mock-ups of the new design. This was over a month ago now, so things may have changed, but what we saw, we liked, and we thought it was clean. It wasn't substantially different, but there were some key changes that I think will make things more streamlined.
Yeah, and I mean, there's not really too much else to talk about. Again, it's September 11th, 2021. It's been 20 years since that horrible day in American history. Brian and I remember sitting in our dining hall at Rutgers University, and we watched as that second plane hit the tower. And as it hit the tower, the TVs went out, and everybody in the dining hall kind of just jumped. We were approximately 35 minutes or so outside of Manhattan at the time, and it was a horrible day. There was like panic on campus. People didn't know. So many people had relatives in the city. No, it was just everybody was in fear, and I think that went to the whole country, or really the whole world in general. So again, we remember the lives lost, firefighters, the police officers, and the people who worked there. It was just a sad, sad day.
Yeah, and I think something we can all kind of remember, if you're old enough, I mean, we're old, we're almost 40, but you remember how united everybody was. And like, I couldn't see that happening right now, you know, like, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, for sure. But anyhow, that's day 170 of our BitClout journey, and we will talk to you tomorrow.